I know it's gonna be wild.
You're gonna get your feelings hurt.
It's all right.
You're gonna be embarrassed.
Won't be the first time.
It won't be the first time?
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. We had a good men's forum this. Our first one was amazing. Yeah, I missed it if you weren't there. It was something else. Oh, thank you guys for the cornbread things.
Oh, tamales.
What?
Tamales.
What?
Tamales.
Oh, tamales.
Yeah.
You made those?
Yes.
It was so good.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. What I don't understand about tamale, is it about the meal that's the bread thing, or is it the inside? Tamale itself, I mean the bread part or the meat part? Both.
Yeah.
Good morning. We're talking about tamales. Welcome to Fellowship. I'm Jesse Peterson. Thank you all. Happy New Year to all of you out there. And it's going to be an interesting year, so get ready. All right? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Anybody here for the first time? Amazing. What's your name and how did you hear about us?
My name is Anthony.
Take the mic there. Andy?
Testing 1, 2. Oh, okay.
Andy?
Anthony.
Anthony. Welcome. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Idaho.
But you live here in LA?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, man.
Oh.
How did you hear about us?
My son introduced me to hear you.
Right on. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
He doesn't live in LA, but we came here from Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He came from Texas.
Oh, so you live in Riverside?
I do.
You do? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
And then he came from San Antonio, Texas.
Right on. And what's your name?
My name is Aaron Acosta.
Is this your first time here?
Yes, sir.
Right. Welcome, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Pleasure to meet you.
Same here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Get ready for the suffering.
I'm sorry?
2024 is going to be a lot of embarrassment and suffering, just like you said.
Suffer and die.
Yes, sir.
That's right. And this is your first time?
Yes, sir.
What's your name and how did you hear about us?
I've been watching you for about 5, 6 years.
Really? And are you in LA?
Talk show in Fallen State.
You live here in LA?
No,
Oh.
Dallas, Texas.
Oh, welcome, man. Amazing. Anybody have any questions or anything? So does your wife obey you?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry?
Absolutely.
That's right. You black.
Black.
Amazing. So, any questions? Yes, sir.
I heard you last week, I think it was a super chat. You said that everybody has an angel assigned to them, and it helps them with life. Can you expound on that?
God has assigned an angel to watch over us, and he's always with us. And because most people in countries are just not aware of that, but we always have protection around us. He's put an angel in charge of us.
So you're talking about an angelic being. Everyone has an angelic being assigned to them.
A spiritual angel, yeah.
Interesting.
Amazing, huh? Did you hear about that when you were a Christian? Did they teach you that at the regular churches?
A little bit.
They did?
Yeah.
And what did you think about it?
I mean, I think I was quite young, kind of growing up in the church, and you kind of just are around in a sense. So I didn't really think about it too much.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think that's awesome.
It is. Amazing. I was thinking about human nature, and I was noticing the crime in our country right now, and just out of control. Over in Compton, California, somebody took a car and badged it into, I think it was a donut shop or something, and a bunch of other young people were there, and they all ran into the donut shop and just took everything, threw stuff away, and all that kind of stuff. And that's happening a lot. And then I realized that some time back, California passed a bill that the voters voted for, that says that you can steal up to, if not $1,000, almost $1,000 worth of merchandise, right? You can walk into somebody else's business and you could steal up to $1,000 worth of merchandise. And I thought, what kind of mindset is that someone, a representative, would sit around and think of that kind of law and then ask the Californian to vote for it, and they did. What kind of mindset that the people have that the government said, I want y'all to vote on a bill that somebody can go into somebody else's store and steal up to $1,000 worth of merchandise and not be punished for it. And the people voted for it, and now it's out of control. And some people are like, why would you do something like that? They say, well, we want to get rid or do something about racism in the prisons or something like that. How is that helping racism in the prison? And now it's literally out of control. Because these kids, they know they have permission and they are not going to jail if they steal up to $1,000. Isn't that crazy? How do you make a law like that? What kind of mindset is that? And what kind of mindset that the voters will vote for that and they're the ones who will have to deal with it? What a mess, huh? The mind is a mess. And then I was thinking about another law that they have, not even mention the pot law, the drug laws. Do we have anybody here that your career is selling pots? You don't have to tell me. But I was thinking about that mindset. What kind of mindset that we'll vote with the government to increase taxes? They're like, I want more of your taxes. We want to feed the hungry, and we want you to pay for it. And you like, vote yes. Isn't that crazy? Who is crazier, the government or the people? It's mind-blowing. Anyway, I have a question. How many are successful people here? One successful person? Anybody else poor? Well, we might as well end this meeting. Y'all poor, y'all ain't gonna put in no donation. One man can't carry it alone. How many of you want to be successful? Let me see your hands again. Oh, okay. And the rest of you, you're not successful. Did your husband tell you about the men's forum or something? Oh, you don't want to be successful?
I mean, back 8 months ago, yes.
I'm sorry?
I would say back 8 months ago, before I overcome and growing up, yeah, of course, I'd want to be successful.
And so, but now you don't want to be?
Well, I think now I'm not trying to be either or. I'm not trying to be, I'm just trying to do it every day and not, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. I think in...
So you give me a yes or no for you don't want to be successful?
I think it's all human nature to want to be successful, but knowing what I know now, then no, I don't.
You don't want to be successful?
I just want to live and be in the present, and I mean, I guess then defining what is success, right? Success is different. Are we talking about finances? Are we talking about us as individual people? Like what every different person considers success something different, right?
And so do you want to be successful?
No.
You don't want to be?
No.
All right, God can hear you.
That's fine.
All right. And you say you want to be successful?
Yes.
And why?
That's a good question. I like the success. I just see abundance in money, but not in the like weird sense. Like, I guess I just want to do good things with money, donate for. I mean, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yes. And also, there's a lot of things that come with commission in life. That's what I picked up. So it just makes sense, I think.
To want to be successful?
To want to be successful.
Okay. And you say you want to be successful?
Yes, but I
Hold on, Mike.
Yes, but I wasn't thinking, money.
What were you thinking?
Just health, clear thought, clear thinking, stuff like that. Just strong.
Are you successful?
I'm trying to be.
You're trying to be? How?
I've been listening to you a long time. I just, so I know the way to it. So I've been trying to, not worry about the thoughts, things like that.
What's holding you back?
Before I, learned the things that you teach, I was caught up in my marriage and raising children and, trying to get love in a way that it don't exist. So now I'm trying to.
Did you dump your wife and kids?
No, I didn't dump them.
You still have them?
Yeah,
Oh,
back in Texas.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, back in Texas.
And how's that, oh, you live in Texas, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So how's that going now that you're starting to understand things?
Like you say, man, it's probably gonna take the woman about another 50 years before she able to come.
Right.
So
It
I'm dealing with that process right now.
Oh, you are? Meaning what? Don't put all your private business out there, but meaning what? When you say you're dealing with that, what do you mean?
She hasn't, understood the change, that I'm going through.
Speak up, woman.
She hasn't understood the change.
Meaning what?
Meaning that, the way I want to live now, the not worrying and the not arguing and the not, she's not.
And how you?
Makes her angry.
So she still want to argue and do the same old stuff? I'm sorry?
Yes.
And how are you dealing with that?
I didn't deal with it good at the beginning of this year. So,
Like yesterday?
no, at the beginning of 2023.
Oh, I thought you meant like this year.
We were having those type of problems, and I got real down and depressed, man, caught up in all those thoughts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And so how are you dealing with it today, now?
Today,
Before you left Texas?
Today I'm free, I'm down here, but you don't know why I'm down here. I'm down here due to a rehab program.
Oh.
Because I got depressed, and I turned to pills and and I got hooked. So I'm down here, I've been down here 3 months, clean.
Oh, you in rehab right now?
Yes, sir.
Is it helping?
The rehab isn't helping. Me being away from the family, my wife, that has helped me to take a good look to be able to take a good look at myself now.
But you got to go back to her.
I got to go back. But I wasn't able to practice the things you've been teaching.
While you're at home?
I wasn't.
And why not?
Because I was caught up in those thoughts. And now when I got down here and I got free from that, and hey, don't call so much, don't. And I'm just with myself. I'm able to, pray silently, and disregard a lot of thoughts. I'm not over all of them, but.
You hate your wife?
No, I don't hate her.
You don't hate her?
I don't hate her.
You like her?
I'm starting to like her.
You love her?
I love her.
You love her?
Yeah, I love her like I love all. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
And so you couldn't deal with it at home. You had to come to California for a rehab to kind of break away from it.
It sounds weak, but yeah.
It sounds weak.
Yeah, it's weak, but yeah.
It is weak.
It's weak. It's weak.
But I
man.
understand it, and I'm glad you told me. I do understand it. And why do you call it weak?
Because I knew everything that I'm doing now. I already knew it. But I just, for some reason, I couldn't do it there with her. I don't know.
But when you go back home, you're still going to have to go through it. She's going to be waiting for you.
Yeah,
And so you're going to be ready for it, you think?
I'm ready.
What makes you think you're going to be ready for it?
I'm serious. I really overcome all the anger and stuff I had,
But how do you know you've overcome? You're not there to deal with her.
Because I still talk to her every day. and she's angry.
Right. She wants you to come back?
She liked the fact that, because she's caught up in thinking that I really was, bad off on, pills and stuff. So she really did want that help for me, I think. But so the thing was to do 3 to 4 months, and so I go home. I think February the 10th is when I fly out back to Texas.
But you made a horrible mistake running from that. Because you got to go through the storm. You don't get better by going around the storm. You don't get better by avoiding the storm. You get better by going through the storm.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go all the way through it, all the way through all the hell, and all the way through the fighting and the yelling, and all the way through the whatever's happening, the mind about it. You got to go all the way through it to get better, and that's all the way. And there's no other way around it.
For 2 years, Jesse, I was doing it.
But it's not based on 2 years or 3 years. It's a lifetime.
Right. And I did get bad off on pills. So I really didn't run from the fight of the marriage or the whatever. I didn't run from that. I really needed help.
So were you taking the pill because of the fight and stuff that was going on?
Yes, sir.
But that's still a form of escape, though.
It was running.
But I thought you said you loved her. If you loved her, you'd be able to go through it.
I was weak, Jesse. I thought I was strong. I was forgiving. I was trying to lead.
Speak into the microphone.
I was forgiving. I forgave.
You thought you were strong?
I thought I was.
And why did you think that?
Because I was able to forgive. I was able to continue to show her love. It was infidelity on her
What?
part. It was stepping out on our marriage on her part.
Oh, I see.
And it was painful, but I listen to your teachings. I really do. And I was forgiving her. And I was feeling good about it, but I wasn't seeing the remorse. I wasn't seeing change. I wasn't seeing. It was the trick of the devil, I know.
In her?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see.
It was the trick of the devil because she's not changed. You can't trust her. Look at her. You didn't forgave her for all this, and look, she act like nothing ever. I felt trapped into all those thoughts, and I was asking like, I wanted her to see how great I was for forgiving these things, and she never seen it.
Nice.
And she never acted like she seen it.
And you got mad because she didn't
used
see
to
how
get
wonderful
mad.
you were for forgiving her?
Yeah, man. She didn't think I was wonderful for that, and I know that's my fault, but.
And how is that your fault?
Because, like you say, why did I need her to, look at me like I'm some kind of God or something?
Yeah.
It's me playing
Well, she
God.
doesn't need to see that you have forgiven. You need to see you
Right.
have.
And I didn't know until then I got depressed, and then I got on those pills, and then I came down here and that's when I'm able to see the things that you were really saying that I thought I knew.
Another thing, too, never think that you're strong. Because thinking you're strong is from the devil, too. He set you up to say, you're strong. Look what you're dealing with. And the moment you believe that lie, you're worshiping him, and the fall comes
Yeah.
with the lie. All
Exactly.
thoughts are all lies, so no matter what thoughts say, they're never true. It doesn't matter. Thinking you're strong is not being with God. The intellect is the enemy of God. You can't trust the intellect. So you're still going to have to deal with hell when you get back home. Are you going to be ready for it, you think?
Yes.
Brother, there's a bottle of pills right there in the kitchen right now.
The pills wasn't the problem.
What's the problem? Well, I know the pill's not the problem.
Yeah, the pills not the problem. The
Right.
pills is no desire. I don't even think about that.
It's
I'm almost 45 years old. I've never been on any kind of drugs till 2023. So that's not my problem.
right.
I was trying to calm down because it was so much that I, like you said, don't share too much.
Right.
That I
Yeah, you don't wanna put all your
have to
personal-
get some, one-on-one personal, counseling before I leave.
So here's what I want you to do. I recommend. It doesn't matter how heavy the load is, how she pile on you, how she yell at you, how she go out and cheat, or whatever, right? And if you're feeling anything about it, that's for you to overcome her or overcome the wrong relationship with her, to overcome the anger in your own heart. It's not for her to get better at all. It's for you, and the pain is letting you know that you need to, that's not you, you need to die from that. Because if you were dead from it, and if she did exactly what you said she did, or is doing, you wouldn't feel anything about it. Because it would not be happening to you, it would be happening to her. She wouldn't be cheating on you, she'd be cheating on herself. She wouldn't be yelling at you, she'd be yelling at herself. Because what people do to others, they're doing it to themselves. And so you would be able to stand right there and feel it would be not happening. It wouldn't be happening to you at all. But you gotta let that die, and those kind of opportunities awaken the devil, so that you can see the devil in you and die from him. And that's where you take that to God by not doing anything about it, but going through it. That make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because nothing was happening to you, it was happening to her and the devil in you. What a mess, huh?
Mess.
Amazing. Are you doing the silent prayer?
No, sir, I haven't been doing it.
What?
No, sir, I haven't been doing it.
And why not?
Like you said, I mean, just, you know, thinking I'm still like thinking I'm so powerful that just knowing that and feeling that and actually feeling it, like it don't bother me now. Like I'm over it. Like I'm away from it. She's not my God anymore. You know.
The devil lying to you.
Yeah.
And so, do you know that? How do you expect to get help if you don't do the prayer? So you can always be in prayer. How you expect to get over this?
I don't know, Jesse, man. You know, I'm not a Christian, so that's the only reason about the silence.
Good.
But I do believe in the silence.
Who?
I believe in that silence, and I do the prayer.
So how do you expect to get better if you don't be still? You don't do the silent prayer.
No, I thought I could.
I'm sorry.
I thought I could.
He lied to you again.
I guess I related the silent prayer to Christianity.
And you say you're not a Christian?
No, sir.
What are you?
Nothing.
You a Muslim?
No, I'm nothing.
You a black Jew?
No, I'm not an atheist. I'm nothing. I don't.
So then why don't you do the prayer then?
I do. I have. I say every day, every night.
What do you mean by I'm not a Christian, so I don't do the prayer?
I'm just not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not nothing. I'm any religion.
And so then why don't you do the prayer then? Why don't you say I'm not a Christian, so I don't do
I
the prayer?
do the prayer. You say every day, every night.
Right.
I thought you was gonna do me like that, and I don't do that. I know
You thought I was going to say every morning, every night?
Yeah, every morning, every night. No, but
Why
I do
not
do
every
the silent prayer.
Why not every morning, every night?
I didn't think that I needed to.
Oh, you didn't? You don't need God all the time?
No, I need the silent prayer definitely though.
But not God. You don't need God morning and night.
Well, I'm open for God.
Do you need Him morning and night?
I don't know. I don't know Him.
What?
I don't know God.
Right. That's why you need Him morning and night. You got to find Him.
Well, I don't know if there is one.
What?
I don't know if there is one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And don't you want to find out?
Yes, sir.
Then do the silent prayer. And don't let the devil say, oh, you're not a Christian. The prayer is for the sinners, the lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What what?
Nah, man, you changed my life so much, man. It's just it's amazing being here just in front of you, man. You just don't know.
Well, do the silent prayer, and I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you what I have to do. I'm not telling you something I heard about, right? Even to now, I still make sure, well, it's natural now for me, but I do the silent prayer so that I can walk in it. I can live that way. And the more you do it, the more it becomes natural because that old nature disappears, And the right way, the right nature is appearance, so you'll find yourself walking in the light all the time eventually. But you got to do the silent prayer so you can be separated from the darkness. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll talk. If you want to make a council appointment, you can.
I will.
All right. Oh, amazing. You got a question, Joe? I saw your hand.
Just a comment. I just don't think that he's wrong for leaving and taking that time away from his family.
Who
His
said he was
wife.
wrong?
Well, you said that he should have stayed there and endured it. I think that him leaving is what helped him get the clarity to be able to see the things that you speak of or understand a little bit more about God or anything. And being in that was just too suffocating, it seems like, for him. So,
How many people agree with that? Oh, everybody else don't agree with you.
well, I don't need them to, so that's...
Why
But
you
let me just
agree
say
with
one
that?
last thing. Let me just say one last thing, 'cause just so it's clear is that what you're saying is right, though, is that in a perfect way, that's how we should deal with all situations and realizing it's not us and that the thoughts are just taking over. But in a perfect way, not everybody's there. So sometimes leaving
Not everybody's where.
in the way can deal with it perfectly in that way, even though we want to, we hope to, but that's not always the reality. Sometimes the thoughts and the lies just take over. So it seems like he needed to separate to get clear.
Oh,
Not
okay.
necessarily divorce, but just separate.
What?
Not necessarily divorce.
I'm
but
not
just
saying you're
separate.
wrong. I just want to find out who agree with you.
You said what?
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just want to find out the people that agree with you and
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Let me see. You say you agree with Joel?
Yeah, I do.
And why?
For some of the same points, sometimes you do feel suffocated, in a situation. And just taking that step back gives you a little piece of clarity to say, okay, this is what I should be doing, this is what I should not be doing. Because while you're fighting the war, even if you're fighting a war, you always got to go back, regroup, and see what it is that you're doing wrong in order to win that fight, And that's really where I kind of see it at. You just needed a breather to.
Do you get to that
survey
point
the-
sometime with your wife where you need a breather?
No.
You know, when you're dealing with her, do you have to walk away from the situation sometimes?
No, not necessarily. I usually handle it right then and there, and we come to an understanding fairly quickly. I don't find myself having to, run away from this situation.
Right.
I think I've built myself enough to know that if there's a situation that I feel like it's getting hot, it's not on me. She's going through something.
Right.
So I hold that space for her
Yes.
while she goes through it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Amazing. Who else agree with Joel? Don't be scared. You agree with Joel that he should have not have, he did the right thing by walking away. He can see it clearly now. A little better. Am I right? Yeah.
But also drugs were involved. And when I've been in that boat, you do a little timeout, you disappear for a little, and you come back, and you walk through, like what you're saying, you walk through it. But when drugs are involved, it's a little different, man. Pete, your head is spinning like crazy, and you're in a habit form of state, and the only thing you do every time you get stressed out, you just want to do some drugs, or you want pills, whatever form it is, whatever your poison is.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes you need to do a timeout, get yourself right, because the battle's still there. The day he left, it's going to be the exact same thing when he gets back. It might be good for a couple hours, and it's going to start right up. But at least he has the tools now.
Okay.
To at least say, well, I used to argue. Now I'm just going to be like, or he's gonna have some tools. And,
Okay.
It's man, it's just a weird situation. I've been there though. Sometimes you got to do a little timeout and just I need to
Right on.
do a little camping.
And there was one other person in the red shirt with the new bike. You say you agree with Joel?
I agree with Joel and that guy's name. What's your name?
Well, don't worry about the name. Why do
Okay,
you
that's fine.
agree?
Never mind. Okay, never mind. But anyway, I agree with that guy that's in rehab and Joel. They
And
nailed
why?
it. They nailed it 100%.
And why?
Why? Because sometimes you got to get away from the situation. If you're in a horrible relationship or horrible marriage, etc., you got to step back and, I don't know, go for a walk, 10 minutes, whatever. Obviously, he's gone for a several thousand-mile walk because he's in Texas. But I applaud for
That's
him
a
to go
long
in
walk.
rehab. I applaud for him to go in rehab in California.
Okay.
100%. I give you 5 thumbs up on that. And Joel, you nailed it. So
That's right.
I nailed it 100%. So, I mean,
Okay.
when you're in a tornado, you got to get out of it. And that guy in Texas, he's in a Texas tornado, and you had to get out. That's all I got to say.
You want to change your mind? No, I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm just joking. Why don't you agree with him?
I just think that, like you said, to everyone else's point, the battle is within yourself. And I think that anytime you try to remove yourself from that situation, you kind of, in changing the environment, you change what you're really dealing with, you know? And so you kind of want to be in the middle of it so that you can deal with it. It reveals certain things that wouldn't be revealed if you remove yourself.
100%. 100%. You got to stay in the battle and not fight with the outside sword, but you got to deal with what's happening in you. Because the real battle is in you, so when your wife is acting whatever way she's acting, the real battle is in you, it's not her. She has nothing, no effect, nothing to do with what's happening in you. It was all in you, and do what you think is best. I'm not there, you know. But if you had known and had stayed there and just went through it, quietly went through it, don't argue with her, don't try to make her be nice, don't want anything from her. And if you have felt the pain that you want to fall out and cry or die, had you gone through it, you'd be a free man today. Because the real battle is in you, it's not in her. Her battle is in her. Your battle is in your mind and emotion. It's not in anyone else or anything else. And that's why God said, come unto him with all that. By doing nothing about it, don't run from it, feel the embarrassment, feel the ego, oh, she doesn't appreciate the fact I forgave her. It's all ego, right? And the ego, and once you go through that, because it's in you, you arise and you shall live. You will have eternal life. But because dying from the ego, it is that and then some. It's just going to get, the ego death is not pretty and it's not easy. But you got to bear it. And it feels like you're dying, but it's not you. You got to bear it. You got to go right into it, whatever it is. That makes sense a little bit? Yeah. And now that you've come here and you've done what you thought was right at the time, I understand that. But you still got to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's still going to be what it is because that part of you hasn't died yet. You got a little break. You gave the devil a little rest. And the devil's like, okay, put away the pill. You say, okay. And then he'll make you think you're ready. I don't know, and no one knows when they're ready, if they're ready or not, until they're in the storm. Mm-hmm. You got to go through it. There's no way around it. In order to live, you must die. And the only way you're going to know, you're going to see the levels of the ego is when things are happening to you. And then you're going to see that it's really not happening to you, but it's just going to feel like it. But you got to go through it. You can't take a break from this. Yes.
So the fact that I came down, this is a 20-year marriage, came down because we were so connected, and I just found out 2 years ago about.
You and your wife were connected?
Yeah.
You say we were so connected, meaning you and your wife were real connected?
Yeah, together.
Okay.
All the time. No breakups, no divorce, no separation, no split like this ever. And I just found out almost 20 years later that it's been years of this going on.
Right.
Through her admitting it. And I forgave. But I didn't, but I didn't know how to, you know,
Right.
I didn't know how until I took time out away from her and said, you know what? I was making her my God.
Right.
I didn't know that, even though your teachers was telling me that, and I was forgiving and I was trying to suffer through it. I was actually doing that, but it just, next week it'll come and hit me, if the devil come and hit me again. And I just wasn't prepared like I am
I understand.
now that I'm down here, and now that we haven't been so connected months apart, I'm like, really, Jesse, I don't even care if we together going forward. But I tried to save that marriage with all I got.
So,
To where now I don't even care, but, and like you said, now she looks at me differently. She looks at me like, I'm attracted to her now, like, for as like want to be with a man, because she don't see that weakness in me now.
that's
I
not
didn't have
true.
that.
You in California, she still see the weakness. Just think about this. She hasn't changed at all, and you think that you have.
Right.
And we don't know if we've changed or not until we have to deal with what we got to go through, right? And then you would see that God helped you through it, or you dealt with it differently. You can't even assume now that you came to California and had a break, you put the drugs away, and now you feel better and you don't care. That's another setup from the devil.
Okay.
That's another setup. And when you get back, because now all the phone calls sound nice and y'all just lovey-dovey, and the devil tell you, you know what, you went to California, you got a break from it, he's lying to you. That's another setup. And when you go back, the hell's still in her and it's still in you. You're not going to be ready for it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
It's just like when the devil told you you were strong, right? And you thought you were strong until this happened. The devil's telling you now, oh, you had a break, you're ready. That's another setup. And so you're letting your guards down by not being aware, by not being with the silent prayer, by not watching what's going on with you, because you think everything is fine, and it's not. It's a setup. The devil is very deceiving, very cunning, very everything. That's why God clear your mind of him, period. And after a while, you just have a clear mind, not an intellectual clear mind, but a real clear mind. And you won't even think about if I'm strong or not, or can I handle it, do I love her, and all that crap. It wouldn't be on your mind because it could not make a home of you anymore. So don't assume that you're ready. That's a setup.
I get that.
The devil lied to you in all kinds of ways. And there's no marriage is working today. Because of this, there's a wrong need. You try to get something from her, and she's trying to get something from you. In the last 20 years, she got something from you, but it wasn't enough. And so she went out and found another man to worship her. That's not going to be enough. She's trying to find something that's lost. She's looking for the love of the Father. Right? And so just learn from it by being aware of it, but never assume that you're done with it.
And you're absolutely right, because I even got her to go forgive her mother and father, because they did neglect her, abandon her, left her with her grandmother in the same small town outside of Dallas. They walking around the same town while she's with her at the grandmother's house.
Right.
She see her dad at the store passing, her mother with her other boyfriend passing. And she went and forgave them 4th of July last year.
But she didn't do it willingly. She did it because you made her do it.
Yeah.
That's not forgiveness.
Because she watches you too.
You have to see that you're angry. And in seeing that you're angry, you got to know it's saying it's wrong. Then you go and forgive so that God can take that spirit away from you. A husband or a wife, they can suggest it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't make her do it. That's not forgiveness. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why she hasn't changed. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
But so don't assume you're ready now that you had a break from it. All you did was just walk away from the fire, but the house is still burning down.
Right.
And you got to go through the fire. Amazing. All right. I just want to move on. You said you want to be successful? Right here. You want to be
Yes.
successful?
Yes.
And why?
I just want to reach goals I have set for myself.
And why?
To get to a place I want to be.
And why?
Just for my overall well-being.
And why?
Because, and I just know like where I'm at now is not where I want to be.
And where are you now that you don't want to be?
Well, I do want to be like at Bond, but I mean like, just like New Year's resolutions, you know, just goals like that. I always want to be improving. I want to learn a skill or a talent.
And where are you now?
Right now, I have no skills or talent.
You have none? And that's where you are now? And how does it feel to be there now?
It's just boring.
And you think to have skill or talent or be successful is not boring?
No, but I'll be able to, you know, just expand on things. Maybe, you know, meet people, like, you know, get quality time. You know, I want to like for example, say I want to learn how to like crochet or something, you know, just things like that, or just exercise, diet.
Okay. Amazing. You want to be successful?
No,
Are you already successful?
no,
And you don't want to be successful?
not the version of success that is normalized today.
So what now?
Not the version of success that is normalized today.
Meaning what?
Meaning that I have to distract myself and keep myself in an illusion to be successful or to be somebody that I.
Do you feel unsuccessful?
No,
And you don't feel successful?
no.
And you like that place
I like the place
of
what
not
place?
feeling successful or not successful?
No,
You like being there?
no,
You want to feel successful?
no,
You want to feel poor?
no,
Not successful?
no.
Okay. What's your name? What's your name? You say you are successful?
I believe I'm successful.
And what is successful?
Success to me is having your faith in Christ Jesus. That's what success really is. It means you're allowing Christ to work with you, not against you. Because he's not against you, he's for you.
Right.
So success isn't how much money you have in the bank or in your wallet. Success is, you've already said it, that you're not going to go around the problem, you're going to go through it, and God's going to be with you in the fire. So that's how I deal with things every day. So I'm not, you know what I'm trying to say, I'm not, whether I make $1 million or not, it's not going to determine my salvation with Christ Jesus in heaven.
And so Christ is with you?
Oh, I believe it every day, every minute,
And
every
you know
second.
that for sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
And how do you know for sure?
How do I know for sure?
Yeah.
Because I go through trials every day, and he shows me all the time things that come to pass. Like I tell my son all the time, look, honor God first, and everything will come after.
And how do you honor God?
By reading his word. That's number one. Read his word, wake up to him, honor him, acknowledge him, think about him, walk with him, believe he's with you 100% of the way, not 99%. He's the only one that can do that, because he'll leave
Do you
99.
listen to my show?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Do you listen to my show? Have you ever heard my show?
No, I've
Oh,
learned
okay.
from other ministers, but my son, when I was listening to you, I got interested for his sake.
Have you overcome your anger?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you have anger?
No, I don't have any anger at all with anybody. I've forgiven everybody that I could think I forgive. In fact, I always say that every morning. I always say, God, if there's anything that I'm wrong, I'm saying something, if I'm thinking wrong, because we're sinners, you know.
Do you ever get angry?
At my job.
So you
At the furniture.
So
when I'm
you-
working on it, I say, I'm done with you. You got to get out of here. It's not the people, you know.
So
People
you
are
do, so you
pretty-
do have anger.
I can. I mean, you know, I can have if I want to. I mean, but I don't want it. I mean, I don't, you know.
So you do have anger.
No, I don't have anger. I don't think I have anger.
But how you get mad at the furniture if you don't have anger?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How do you get angry at the furniture if you don't have anger?
Because it's so, it takes a long time to perform, to give somebody something in return for the pay that I'm asking for.
But why get mad at the furniture? The furniture just sitting there letting you do what you want to.
I know. You're right. Because sometimes people are like furniture, you know, they're abused. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get tense here, right here. I mean, pretty deep. I mean, they're abused, you know, they're forgotten, they're left behind, and that's because I deal with furniture, antiques and stuff.
Right.
So when I'm dealing with them, I feel like I'm dealing with people, and it's not really, the people are nice and everything.
The furniture won't do what you want it to do?
Yeah, it's not human to talk to.
Amazing.
No, I got to do it. I'm the one that's got to do the
Right.
perform the work on it, you know. But I mean, when you think you're done with something, you'll always find something. Go, wait a minute, man. I'm tired now. Hey, I want this job to be done with. You know?
Amazing.
So you're being.
And does
I'm
the
being
furniture
too
talk
picky.
back?
I'm being picky. Yeah.
Does the furniture talk back when you're
No,
angry?
It does. It just tells me that it's
Ooh.
beautiful.
It's what?
It's beautiful and
But when you're
restored.
angry at it, does it talk back? It argue with you?
No, it doesn't. It tells me
That's
you
the kind
need
of
me
wife you
around
need.
more. Yeah. It's like people, you know. You
Yeah.
got to deal with them.
All right. I got to move forward.
Okay.
Are you religious?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Why not?
I think religion is, I guess, just set rituals and stuff like that, or set beliefs that people have passed down. And I don't think it's really indicative of your relation with God. So, no, I'm not religious.
Oh, okay. The young lady in the black, are you religious?
No.
You're not religious?
Yeah.
Habla English?
She does. It's fine, just talk. Are you gonna just talk it or
Habla español?
I'm first time here and I'm here to listen. And
Habla-
it's really interesting.
Habla English?
Yeah. Huh?
Habla English? What?
No Spanish, no.
You don't speak Spanish?
No.
No Spanish? Oh, see.
Her English is perfect.
She's just nervous.
Oh, really? You speak English?
Yes, I do.
What the? Are you religious?
Yes.
You are?
Yes,
And what
I-
does it mean to be religious?
To believe a God.
You believe in God?
Yes.
And how do you know?
I feel.
You feel it?
Yeah.
Are you? Don't talk for her, Mama. Don't pat her on the back, Mama. She believe in God.
Yes, I do. I
Right. So you don't need the other guy to tell you. You have an angel around you. You don't need her. Do you have anger?
No.
You have no anger.
No.
You never get angry.
Sometimes. My child, my kid. Mike is my son.
You get mad. Oh, that's your son?
Yeah, he's my son.
I don't blame you. No, but so you do have anger.
I don't know. Sometimes, yes.
You do.
Yes.
And so, can you believe in God and still have anger?
No.
No.
Actually, I believe a God, but this world, like, you cannot control your feelings. Like, if that time you need to be anger, not anger for you can kill someone, but it's for love for your children. You want to best for your children.
But when you get angry at your children, it shows a lack of love. It shows hate. Uh-huh. No. What do you think about that? I'm sorry? What do you think about that? I can't hear you.
Okay, yes.
Do you disagree with that?
I'm not disagree. No.
So you don't love your children, you hate your children.
No, I love my
If you-
children.
Do you think that God yell at you when you do wrong?
I'm not yelling at my kids.
Do you think God get angry at you when you do wrong?
Yes.
He get angry at you?
It's not angry, but if you love someone and you see something wrong, you're trying to fix or something like, and it looks like angry, but
No, you
you're
said
not really angry.
But you feel anger sometimes with them.
I cannot answer that question.
You already answered it.
Yeah?
You said sometimes you get angry at them, right?
But I think everybody does.
No, we're talking about you.
About me? He can judge me. I'm angry.
What? No, hold on. No, this is between the two of us.
Okay.
You said you get angry at him sometime, right?
Yeah.
Does God ever get angry at you?
No.
And you love God, right?
Yes.
So then why
I do.
don't you treat him the way God treat you? She's not going to help you. Don't help her.
Okay. This is first time I'm here. I
Nice.
feel nervous and uncomfortable.
I hope it doesn't be your last
Yeah.
time.
But it's really interesting. I respect this organization, and I'm following your YouTube with my son every time we're watching. And interesting, and I decide to come with my best friend.
Right on.
Yes.
And so why don't you treat your son the way God treat you? She's not going to help you. You might well stop looking at her. She gone.
I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer?
No.
And you should, will you think about that? Because you should
Yeah,
have
I will
it.
think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because God never yell at you. He doesn't even yell at you while you're yelling at him. God doesn't get mad and turn his back on you even when you mistreat your son. And so think about that, all right?
Okay.
That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you still nervous?
Yes.
And why are you nervous?
I don't know.
You want to come up here?
No.
I'll show you
Maybe
nervous.
next time.
All right. So you will come back again?
Of course, yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So are you going to work on overcoming anger?
Yes. That's why I'm here.
Do you know that anger is of the devil?
Yes.
And you can't serve God. You can't serve the devil and God. You can only serve one.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Oh, yeah. I
You-
love my mother.
You love your mother?
Yes.
Is she still living?
She's living with me, my father and my mother.
Oh, God.
We're together, and
No
I
wonder
love
you
them so
can't.
much. Yeah.
Have you told your mother you forgive her?
Yes.
You told her?
Yes.
What did you say to her?
I just hug and kiss her.
That ain't forgiving. You
But
hugging,
we don't
kissing the
have
devil.
anything to we always,
What?
me and my mom, we always very close, like friends, everything, me and my mom.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
Why?
Because you're living in hell.
Oh my God.
You're hugging and kissing the devil. Why don't you go and forgive her so you can be free of her? Because you become like your mother. You like being like your mother?
Yes.
You like being like your mother?
Yeah, she's a lover mama.
What?
She loves the kids.
No,
she's
she hates the kids. The same hatred you have, the anger you have, which is hatred, for your kids, it's the same anger she has for you. and all of her kids. She hates your daddy, she hates herself, she hates you, she hates everything.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why?
Because she has not forgiven in the same way that you have not forgiven. And so God has not taken the spirit of anger from your mind and emotion.
But we don't have anger each other.
Yes, you do. You want to test it and see? I can prove it to you. Forgive your mother. Tell her you're sorry for resenting her.
Okay.
And you'll see the hell come out of her. It would be no more huggings and kisses.
Okay.
You got to forgive her for turning you away from your father. Your mother hates your father. Have you noticed that?
Mm.
She's like, no.
It's a really hard question. I think my mom and my dad, they are very good. Like, they're very old, and they're next to each other until this age and caring each other for everything. I think that's the love.
But your father has never corrected your mother, so she's in hell. And he is too. And that's why, otherwise, your father would not have allowed you to be so afraid of your mother, so close to her like that, so just like her, that you're not even yourself. You are your mother, you're not you. You don't even know what it is to be you. You're not a free woman.
Maybe.
How you feel? Where you feeling right now?
I don't know. Confused.
Has she ever done anything wrong that you didn't? Your mother, has she ever done anything wrong?
Of course, everyone does.
How about your mother?
Yes.
And tell me one thing that you can tell me that you wish you had not done or would stop doing. It just gets on your nerves. She can't help you. She's not going to help you. She's gone. Tell me one thing she does wrong you wish she didn't do.
My mom?
Yeah, no, your mother.
Sorry, I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer?
No.
Okay.
Because I forgive her anything for maybe she was done wrong, and that's why I forgave her and I forgot what is she's like. Yeah, that's why I cannot tell.
Okay. You
Yeah.
told her you forgive her?
Yes,
You told her that?
like in whole entire my life.
Did you tell your mother you forgive her?
Yes,
You told your mother, I forgive you, mother?
yes, yeah.
You told your mother that? Wait, don't help her. So you went to your mother, you said, Mother, I forgive you. She's sweating. You need some, you want this?
It's a very, very hard situation.
One last time and then I'll move on. You went to your mother and said, Mother, I forgive you?
I'm gonna do today.
So you haven't done that?
Maybe, yeah. If I forgot, then means, yeah.
So
I'm
you-
gonna do today, I promise you.
All right.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
my
going to...
father too. I'm gonna tell my father too.
Right.
Yes.
It's
The
not
book.
going to be easy,
I
but...
know it's not gonna be easy, but I will.
Yeah, and then but do it when you see it for yourself. I'm wrong for resenting my parents. You know, I'm wrong for being angry at them at times. And then just when you apologize for resentment, God will forgive you, and then you will start to know God. All right? But you got to face your mother.
Huh?
You're going to have to deal with her.
Okay.
How old is she?
She's 74.
Well, hurry up before she die.
She's not gonna die. She has a very happy life.
And that's what you think. Wait until you forgive her. Oh, but your mother's 74?
Yeah, she's 74.
So I'm old enough to be your daddy?
My dad,
I'm 74.
he's 88.
Your daddy 88?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Amazing.
And he's very healthy, happy.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, forgive them, all right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me talk to the young lady next to you.
Thank you so much.
You are. Happy New Year. What's your name?
Varsity.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What do you think about the conversation we just had with her? The two of us just had.
I think she just is nervous, and there were things that she probably didn't answer in the way that she would have had the questions been directed in her native language.
Oh, what's her native language?
Armenian.
Oh, really? I thought she spoke clear English. But it's Armenian that she speaks?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you now. Oh, okay. I like Armenians. Yeah. I have an Armenian friend that is like a son. He's so nice. His whole family are amazing. And by the way, Happy New Year. This is Armenian New Year, right?
Yeah, yesterday was
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
I'm just trying to take it all in.
Do you have anger?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why?
There are so many reasons. I don't know where to start. So I know that I have anger because, like you said, like, do you get angry at people? And I do.
Yeah.
I get angry at, yeah, I get angry.
And do you want to overcome it?
Definitely.
You got to face your mother.
I can't.
What, he dead?
My mom passed away 2 years ago.
Well, you got to realize that you become just like her. Everything you think and feel and that anger that you have will pass on to you when you were a kid by your mother. She traumatized you and turned you away from your father, and you're not able to be yourself. And realize you can't help yourself, that this anger controls you. It makes you do and act and say things when you don't want to. And your mother had the same problem. You got that from her, and she couldn't help her. Her mother did it to her. And so if you realize you can't help yourself, it will cause you to realize she couldn't help herself, and that will cause you to forgive her, and God will take that spirit away from you.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think like I've done that, but it's still, the anger is still there, so I feel like I'm missing some parts.
Oh, you told your mother you forgot?
I've talked to her
You realize
after
you
she
forget.
passed away.
Oh, okay.
So it was like too little, too late.
Not really. I understand it's best to do it while they're living, of course, but it's not too late. When you realize you were wrong for resenting her, she couldn't help it. It's fine. You'll be fine. You forgave your father?
Yeah.
No, you haven't?
No?
Why you go, yeah.
I had to think about it because the whole, like, have you forgiven your mother? You know, it's like you forgive, but then when they're already gone, now you have, I feel like it's not so much that I haven't forgiven her, like now I have this guilt, right? Because I'm guilty because the way I treated her when she was alive.
Right.
So now it's like I can say, I forgive you all day long, but then I remember, you know, conversations and just being sometimes really mean to her when, like, and then you can't, it's that guilt. Like, how do you, so you can forgive someone, but then you're feeling guilty, and how do you forgive yourself?
Right. So you forgave your father too? Tell her not to pat you. Tell her don't do that. Tell her you need to feel all, you need to go through this, so don't play God with you. All right? You say you forgave your father too?
I think think so. I really think so. I think I forgave him because up until my mom passing, like my dad could have done no wrong. My dad was like I'm the daddy's girl. Like
Right
I wouldn't
on.
even throw that in my mom's face. Like I'm my dad's daughter. Like I'm not your daughter.
That's right. That's why your mama hated you so much,
Right.
because you're so close to your father.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen to children is to be close to their father. The mother will destroy them because she hates the father. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's good you're close to your father.
Yeah.
So here's what I recommend. Now that you've forgiven your mother, when Satan tell you, oh, I can't believe you treated your mother that way,
Right.
you yelled at her, you did this, let that thought pass. It wasn't you.
Right.
Your mother had recreated you in her image, and she was getting back what she had done to you. You are not guilty of anything. That was the Satan that made a home in your mind and emotion, and it was never you. God is not judging you, so stop judging yourself because it wasn't you. It was the spirit of evil. You were not wrong. You have not done anything wrong.
Okay.
That's a lie that comes from thoughts.
That makes sense.
God is not holding that against you. Stop. Don't let the devil made you do it, and then he judged you and made you feel guilty. That's not you at all. It's all ego. It's not you. So let the guilt pass. You're not guilty. It was that thing that made a home in you that made you do that. It was never you. Your mother recreated you in her image. That was your mother. It wasn't you. What do you think about that?
I believe it. I'm with that. I do believe that we're a product of our environment, and sometimes I think about it and I'm like, wow, like I am the worst of both of my parents and I'm the best of both of them. So even like the good things that I see about me, I do see that it's kind of like copycat of the good things about them.
Right.
But then the worst, I realize that, oh my God, it's like I'm copycat the worst things about them. So it's like you really are a product of your environment.
Well, you're a product of your parents. And you're neither good nor bad. There's nothing good about you. You're no darn good. Nor are you bad. You're neither good or bad. You're neither right or wrong. You're neither a sinner nor a saint. You're neither one of those at all. So this so-called good side is not a good side. It's just a setup to make you think that you're good. As soon as you think you're good, then now the devil tells you you're bad. He makes you feel good, he makes you feel bad. You're neither one.
So how do you become better?
Do the silent prayer. Are you familiar with the silent?
I've done it, yeah. Mike sent it to me and I did it once.
Who told you about it?
Mike.
Yeah.
My
Why only once?
Because he just sent it to me like 2 days ago.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I want you to stay with that
Okay.
because you want it. You ask, how can I get it? You can get it. And this is you, and all your life you've been living in your thoughts, in your imagination, thinking that it's you. And they make you believe certain things and feel certain things, right? Because you can't feel it unless you believe it, unless you have thought. And so if you do the silent prayer, God's going to bring you out of those thoughts. And just let them pass, like watching a movie. And then eventually they'll get weak and weak and weak, and they'll be gone. And you'll be free. You just got to watch those thoughts and know that they're not you. Don't call them you. And you'll be fine now. So do the silent prayer. The Satan's going to have a fit now. He's going to yell at you. He's going to scream. He's going to feel lonely. He's going to feel angry. He's going to feel happy. He's going to have a fit. Just watch him having his fit. It's not you. And he will die. It'll be taken away.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yes.
Any other question about the silent prayer or anything else?
Not yet.
I'm sorry?
Not yet.
Did this help a little bit?
It did.
Yeah, so you're not guilty. Stop playing that game with the devil. All right?
Okay.
Did you feel sorry for your friend when we were talking?
I did because she was stressed out like since yesterday, like the whole way here. She was like, "Oh my God!" And we came from the valley and we were late. It's on us. But she was like, oh my God, we're gonna walk in, he's gonna point us out, and he hates me because he already told Mike the mother is the, you know, and she was so stressed out. And so we got here, and yeah, so that, I just wanted to just tell her, like, because I kept telling her all the way, like, you can do it, it's okay, you just think Armenian, then translate to English, you'll be fine, just answer him. So I kind of wanted just to tell him, like, you believe in God? Tell me you believe in God. And she's like, I don't know.
So from now on, when anyone is feeling that, let them feel it so that they can see it's not them.
Okay.
And that, all that stuff she was going through and the fear and all, that's the devil inside of her.
Okay.
And she think that is her because she's identified with it. She gave it a name. She called it stress, when it's really evil. It's a spirit that made a home in her, but they call it stress. And that way you don't see it for what it is. So now you go to a doctor and the doctor give you a pill for stress. When it's really evil, if you knew it was evil, you wouldn't need the pills. You will overcome.
So is that like, do you think that's with everything, not just in a stressful situation here where you're questioning about religion, but just throughout the day, if you're on high stress or everything stresses you out, that's the devil?
100%.
Okay.
And you need to feel that, but don't identify with that so you can overcome that.
Okay.
Don't call it you, it's that thing in you. And that's what you want to see so you can overcome it. And don't let the expert call it stress, and now you need stress pills. And even when your friend is arguing with her son, right, he's doing little things, does she get irritated? She needs to watch that in her. It's not his fault that she's feeling that way. That's something she needs to be happy that she can see so she can overcome it.
Okay.
And then she'll be free of it. And if the son does something crazy or not, she wouldn't feel anything about it because it wouldn't be happening in her world. It's not his fault that she's feeling that way. That's what I was telling the young man about his wife. It's not her fault that he's feeling that way. That's in his world. It's happening to him, inside of him. That makes sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me talk to the son for a minute. So does this help to see your mother dealing with this?
Help me?
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything.
What do you mean?
I'm happy to see her deal with it, but it doesn't affect anything in me.
So when she get mad at you, it doesn't bother you?
No.
Oh, good.
No, not at all. And I let her know that. This morning she said, oh, do you want to not go to church today? I said, I'm going. If you want to come, come. She's been avoiding this conversation. And when I first showed you to her, she agreed with everything that you said. Up until the point you brought one thing up about how the mothers don't love the children. Oh, no, now he's wrong. So that's crazy. That's deep in itself. That's deep. And I'm glad she's working on it. The opportunity's there. Her family's there. Her mom, her dad, her children, her friends. Like, she has the opportunity to have heaven on earth right now. And it took a long time, but I'm glad that she's already, like, God brought her here. I didn't bring her here. Like, it's naturally she fell into this place where she had to find it and face herself.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Absolutely. Let me have the mic back to her real fast, and then I'll move. Do you think mothers love their children?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think that?
I think that's just a second. Yeah, it's a natural. When mother loves the kids, I think there is no other way for any mother that don't like their kids. I don't know. They don't love their kids. That's what I feel because can I give you example?
Yes.
Okay. My daughter, she's 14 years old. She born like a morning glory syndrome with the one eye she cannot see.
Right.
And I asked doctor, can I give my eye to my daughter for she can see? like I can give my life for my kids. That means I love my kids more than anything.
Right.
Not the God, the first place, and my kids. That's my life and my parents.
So if you love them, why do you yell at them?
I'm not like the strict mother for, oh my God, my kid's scaring me. No,
Well,
I'm
if you-
scaring my kids.
If you love them,
but-
why do you get angry at them sometimes?
Because that's a normal and natural things for them. Nobody can say like, my kid is perfect and I never anger with my kid. That's, I don't know. I never.
But anger is not love.
I know. But
So you go from love
this
to hate?
world, it's not the perfect. Nobody perfect.
No. So you go from love to hate with them?
No.
But anger is hate.
Maybe I cannot control my, like, I don't know.
That's the
But
devil.
I'm trying.
That's the devil in you.
Like when you see your child like doing something wrong, you're not gonna be angry.
No.
How
If
can
I didn't know,
handle that
if I
situation?
had that spirit of anger, I would. But since I don't have it, I wouldn't. And I see him do wrong sometimes. I see my grandkids do wrong, but I don't get angry at them because I now understand. I understand it. That's what understanding will do. It prevents you from getting angry because understanding comes from God, and you understand what's going on with them, and it wouldn't hurt you, or you wouldn't try to control them in that way because you will understand. And understanding is love.
But sometimes when I want to talk to my kids, like Mike, he said, I don't want to talk.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
And you get-
What can I,
And so you get mad when he doesn't want to talk?
yeah, when it's a normal thing like happen, we need to talk for understand each other. He said,
What gives
"I
you
don't
the
wanna
right?
talk."
What gives you the right to get mad at him when he doesn't want
I'm
to
not
talk?
mad. I'm just saying when I'm calm, very calm, and
No,
I
but
want
you
to
get
talk
mad at
about
him
the
sometimes.
problem.
You get mad at him sometimes when he doesn't want to talk, right?
Yeah, he said no.
But what gives you the right to get mad at him for not wanting to talk? No, not yet.
No answer.
And I wanted to say women don't have love. Women only have hate. And you said you would give your life for your children?
Yes.
And how would you give your life for your children? How is that possible?
If my life gonna save, there's something like help, I will.
Your life
Because
won't,
I'm-
but your life won't do that.
I'm not saying I'm gonna die for them. No, but if,
But I'm saying this
if
idea that
anything else in me, it's gonna help my kids, I will give them.
but there ain't nothing in you but hell. And that's all you've given your kids is hell. Just like your mama gave you.
That's so true.
Just like
But
your,
I'm not doing on purpose.
just like
I'm
your
not
mother
doing like
gave
a
you
big
hell.
Huh?
Just like your mother gave you hell, you gave your kids hell. Your mother gave you nothing but hell. She never gave you love. That's why you stuck with her right now. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say that I think deep down inside of her, she thinks that she created her children, so she owns them. I think she thinks that.
All women think that.
Yeah, I really
All
do think
mothers think they made the baby.
She wants to control
I made
us.
you and I brought you in this world. I'll take you out like they God.
Yeah. That's so true. You always do that, Mom. Yeah. You're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna go be a doctor. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. Right? You always try. I heard you say that one time. You're like, what if the kid was meant to be a truck driver? She's forcing her will on us.
Oh, no, not me. I never forced it. The kid says lying. Anyway, I got to move on because of time. But forgive your mother, do the prayer, do the silent prayer. All right? And let me know what you think.
This is beginning.
This is what?
Beginning.
That's right.
This is beginning.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm confused right now. Let me decide. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
It's the beginning.
Yeah, this is beginning.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Oh, and then
What's up, Jesse?
Hey,
I got
buddy.
a question. You said treat your child like God treat you.
Yes.
All right. Now, if the child is given hell by its mama growing up, when is God showing love? Like, how do we not get angry with our children when we're accountable for them until they're 18? So, therefore, if they're doing anything, I'm their God. I'm their happiness, I'm their sadness, until they're old enough to make their own decisions by law. So,
Repeat that. You say you what? You're their God?
yes, until
You say you're their happiness and their sadness?
yes, whether they eat, they're all dependent upon me. God don't intervene and bring him joy without me intervening.
No.
You know what I'm
What?
saying? So how
Yeah.
do I raise him or not get angry like God did to us? I mean, he never.
By dropping your anger, letting him take the spirit of anger away from you, and he would never get angry at you. I mean, you would never get angry at him because you will only be of love. You have no love if you get angry.
That's confusing to me. Yeah.
What?
That's so confusing.
What's confusing about it?
Like, if you love somebody, you tell them the truth.
No, if you love someone, you don't get angry at them. You don't have to always tell anybody the truth. Love is not about always telling the truth. Love is about being of love, which is of God.
I believe in God now.
Not
and
if
I
you
do.
have anger.
No, I believe I would be, when I die, I will be judged by God. So if I have anger and I'm training my sons to be the message, the light, the way to move as I raised them, to follow my footsteps, and I see them doing different, that will anger me. Like, he's not gonna go in the stores and steal while he's with me. That would be like, that's not how I raised him. That's not
But
the
see,
God.
you can't raise a kid.
No, we're not gonna let him raise himself. That's like God.
No, my
treating
point.
them like God would be them raising themselves, right?
No, God, when you're of God, he worked through you to raise your kid. You're not doing anything. And when you're not of him, you're of anger, Satan is working through you to raise your kid.
So men should raise their kids. All women are angry. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying men and women should raise kids, but don't have this ego trip that you are doing it. It's the Father working through you. Because we can't do anything. We don't know anything. We can't even raise ourselves.
But we can take them from the hell of their mother, though. If you're saying the mother's hell, they need to return to the Father.
But
we need to take them from the hell.
But if you're angry, you have the same hell that the mother has. You know better.
No, that's a okay, I see what you're saying. That's a cycle, a vicious cycle.
Right. That's why you must forgive so the cycle should stop with you. And then your kid will grow up with love because you only had love in you.
Seems like we lose accountability. It seems like they're losing accountability in that.
Accountability
Like they'll say,
for-
okay, I'm unconscious, and they'll use this doctrine. Like the God, that spirit that's already in us when we're born, I do this without a blueprint. So when you start following a model, they'll start holding you to that model and be like picking and trying to be like, oh, you're a hypocrite, you didn't do this or that. But when God is naturally in you, you can see how different places.
But if you have anger, though, God is not working with you. Only the devil.
if the
Because you
devil's
can
ready-
only serve one God.
Right.
And if you're angry, you're serving the devil.
No, I think is the devil created by God?
I don't want to go all down that road.
Okay.
I want you to
It's
know
of
if
God,
you
too.
have anger, then you are of the devil.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You don't try to take me down that road. The devil a mess. The devil, I asked him if the devil created me. I mean, if God created me. That's the wrong subject for now. Yes, sir. And then Raymond.
Yeah. I heard you tell the young lady that you're not good and you're also not bad. Right. You're not good or evil. You're not a saint or a sinner. So you're like, we shouldn't have dualities, is basically what you're saying.
You want to be one. You want to be whole. And anyone that think about the past or the future or call yourself good or bad, right or wrong, saved or sinner, saint, then you're divided. Right. And those are all false identities. And the ego death is about overcoming false identities. Stop calling yourself all those things, then you shall become one. You'll be made whole, you'll be one with the Father. Right. But when you're divided, you're with the devil. Amazing.
So let me ask. In the, in Genesis, in the garden, the story, it says that man wasn't supposed to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Is that what that's about? Taking in the idea of I'm good or I'm evil. We're not supposed to dwell on that.
Before man listened to the woman, he was whole. He was one with the Father. He didn't know evil. He didn't know good.
Okay.
But once he believed the woman who had believed the serpent, he became divided. He could no longer, because he knew evil and he knew good, he thought he was God. Because people who think they know good and evil, they think they're God. They think they help themselves. They know what's right and they know what's wrong, and they don't.
And spiritually, what happens is you get kicked out of the garden experience, essentially, when you take that mentality. You lose your place.
When you turn against the Father,
sure,
and you only operate in darkness, and the imagination is darkness. Absolutely. Yes, Raymond.
Earlier, you asked people whether they're religious or not.
Are you religious?
No.
And why not?
Because I see religion as nothing more than man's ideal to play God.
Oh, okay. Amazing. So because of, I can't believe this time gone by. It's going to be a bumpy ride this year, so get ready. How are you doing? Any questions about anything?
Me?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm really enjoying hearing from the visitors here today.
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
Yeah, I just got really nervous. Explain.
Nope.
What do you, come on, you can't leave me hanging.
No, I'm not going to leave you hanging, but I'm not going to explain right now.
Why would you even ask that?
Because I want to know why you're doing it to yourself.
Me specifically?
I want to know why you, is there another you there? Why
like,
do you
is this
keep...
a universal question, or like, are you like targeting, like, is this like directed toward me?
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
Wow. How am I hurt? I don't even, okay, this, why am I, okay, let me think. I can't think, I don't even know what to say. I'm like speechless.
Right. Okay.
Could you at least give me a hint so I can ponder it when I leave?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
No, the young lady behind want to respond to it. Why do you keep hurting yourself?
I think it's easy for me to do.
It is.
Yeah.
Why don't you stop? You like hurting yourself?
Why would you say? Why should I stop? Or?
Why won't you stop hurting? You love it?
I think sometimes I do. And then when I'm like in my real self, I suppose, then I'm like, yeah, that's not what should be happening, you know?
Amazing.
So yeah.
So you were at the women's meetings. Are you getting better at all?
Well, I wasn't at the women's meeting, but
What meeting you was at?
I was here.
You were here. Okay, I know you look for me. Are you,
Last year, August?
Yeah, last
oh,
August
okay.
we was here.
Are you getting better?
Yes.
Oh, nice. All right. None. Any question about anything?
No, no questions.
Well, amazing.
Thank you.
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
I think that is a good question. I would think that there's either there's got to be some stronghold of the devil in my life that would cause me to do that and enjoy that. I'm trying to think of what that looks like for me right now, but I know there's times that I still dance with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm.
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
Because I keep thinking the thoughts are me.
Yeah. Amazing.
And it's funny because sometimes I'll be like, that's not me. But then I still get mad, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, how am I seeing that? It's not me, but I'm thinking it's just intellectual.
Why don't you stop?
Just can't help it, I guess.
You can't help
Sometimes
it.
I do stop. Sometimes I just say nothing, sit in it.
Yeah.
I realize it's not me, and I move on.
Why not do that all the time?
I believe the thoughts. I just overreact.
Alexa, why you keep hurting yourself?
Because I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
Poor Nick.
I know.
You still want to marry her? No, I'm playing. And so you like it?
It's easier to just go with it than to say no to it.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you, when I asked you that question, when I asked you that question, you're like, what, you said something like, "Why I feel so nervous now," or something, right? That's hurting yourself, because that wasn't you at all. But you claimed to be, you felt that thrill, right away you identify with that thrill, right away you call it you.
Okay.
You're hurting yourself.
Just by being nervous?
By-
Like by being like uneasy?
Yeah,
in that
not by
moment?
being that, but by calling it you. Because it's not you. Nervousness is not you at all. It's in the mind. Say you gave you a quick thought, a quick feeling, and you claimed it. Rather than just seeing it.
Okay.
You got to get to the point where all of us, where you just see it. And it's the light of God that allows you to see it, and he destroys the devil. But so you're justified by your words, you're condemned by them.
So we're hurting ourselves pretty much for the length of this journey. Because in order to be free of that means to be fully awake.
To be awake and never identify with the devil. You got to completely stop identifying with thoughts. Bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, except for practical thoughts. Go to work, buy yourself a house, food. That's practical. You don't live by that, right? But all other thoughts are lies. And when you identify with them, you're hurting you.
Well, how do you refrain from thinking about a situation that is pressing or urgent or immediate in that moment where you need to make a decision? I know it's practical, most likely, but even in the waiting period, while you're waiting for the answer, like how do you refrain from thinking?
Wow, what an amazing question. When you have to make practical decisions, if you don't know what to do at the point, you don't wait around thinking about what to do. You just don't know what to do, so you'll do anything. There's nothing to think about.
Well, how do you not take on anxiety or stress?
By letting all thoughts pass. Okay. You can only have the anxiety if you believe the thought.
Okay.
And you're hurting yourself when you take on anxiety by believing the thought. If you didn't have the thoughts, you wouldn't have the anxiety. It's in the thinking. It's you thinking, believing that the thoughts are you. You're not a slut, but let's say you're a slut, right? But you're not a slut.
No.
And then we walked in this room, you walked in this room, but you were free of thoughts. You would never even wonder or think about what people think about you being a slut. It wouldn't even cross your mind. It wouldn't even occur to you. It wouldn't cross your mind. And that way you would never feel anything about it, because the thinking is not happening in you, it's happening in them. It's not in you. You have a clear mind.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Amazing, huh? Are you smacking? Do you know you're smacking? I hear you popping gum with her like a black woman.
I am a black woman. Sorry.
Our parents used to smack us in the head for smacking gum in public. They didn't even want us to smacking in private, but definitely, you sitting in church popping gum. You don't know it?
I do.
You knew it?
At some points. Some points it was unconscious.
She's popping gum from the sea to the ocean. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Just really paying attention to myself.
How's it going?
I hate when you ask me questions because then I start to cry. And I know that it's a thrill.
Right, it is
I
a
know
thrill.
it is.
So
And
be aware
that's
of the
actually
thrill.
what I'm paying attention to, because I realize that, like, feeling something is so important to me. So I'll feel whatever. I'll feel sad, I'll feel pain, I'll feel good. You know, I feel like feeling sadness is just an illusion to chase happiness.
Yes.
You know, I'm just trying to chase happiness, and I'll take sadness as the second place.
Yes.
You know, so it's just, I'm just paying attention.
And so being aware of that and all
I
you...
put on makeup, Jesse. I did not want to cry. Jesus.
Nick gonna give you some makeup remover. So being aware of that, being aware that you love these thrills of crying and feeling good, right? Be aware of it, and that's all you do. Do nothing about it. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to control it. Don't worry about what someone else think about it. Let it be, and the awareness will destroy it. You're not in denial. You now see that, well, I'm really into thrills here, right? But don't judge yourself. Don't try to stop it. The awareness is what from God is God, and He'll take it away. Because now you can see it. That's all you need to do. There's nothing else to do. And so when you come to a meeting, you start crying, cry. You start laughing, laugh. But don't control it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why does it, like, I feel like when you go through something really traumatic and you call out to God, why does the devil come in that moment? I don't understand how God doesn't say, nope, she really needs me right now. You don't get to touch this right now. Like, why doesn't he intervene? Why is the devil so tricky in those moments? Like, it just, to me, I don't know why I started thinking about this. Like, I just feel like there was a pivotal moment where, like you had indicated, like, when I started praying out to God and, like, pleading, like, Lord, please, and then I started to change my life accordingly, I was actually praying to the devil, like, why does he get to be so tricky? Why does he get to use that moment, the most vulnerable moments that people are in? Like, you see people that are quote unquote mentally ill that are, like, literally talking to them and spouting out such evil and, like, mean and really destructive things. Again, you see, they made a deal with the devil. Like, why does he get to come into very vulnerable moments? Why does he get to do that?
So your first question, just ask me the question. Because you put a lot in there, so it lost me.
I'm so sorry.
Sure, no, but don't be sorry, but your question was what?
Why doesn't God intervene, and why
Will you call out to Him?
Yes.
And how do you call out to Him? Can you give me
Lord,
this?
I need you right now.
Okay. And why does He intervene?
Yeah, why does that moment Of all moments, like why is that moment where the devil gets to have those gets to make those connections?
Because you're calling out to the devil. That's why he's helping. He's intervening.
How is that?
When you say, God help me, you're asking the devil to help you.
How? I didn't
By
say
saying,
the devil.
God, huh?
I didn't say the devil, though.
I know you call him God. And to add to it, you're calling out to the devil to help you because you think what is happening in you is happening to you, and it's not. It's happening to the false you. It's happening to the devil in you. It's happening to the ego. So you're calling out to the devil to help you, and he's helping you to stay in your hell. But when you stop identifying with the thoughts and the pain and calling it you, there will be no you. And there will be no reason to cry out to God because you will already be one with the Father. Yeah. You still think the pain and the thought you're having is you, and it's not you. You're crying out to the devil. And that's why God like, what the?
So like I said, I'm working on me. It's a lot of work.
How do you relate to what I just said? What did you get from what I just said?
I got exactly what you said up until the moment that you said that it's not me.
Right.
Again, I told you that's something that I'm still struggling with. I really, really struggle with that. Honestly, like there was something in this week that kind of opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I considered that, but considering and believing and knowing and
Can you get the
understanding.
baby to hold on just because the mic picking up her noise? She needs saving. No, she's happy.
No.
She's at peace, right? Right. See, she heard me talk about it. She look up and see. Right on. You are not your thoughts. You're not your feelings.
Yeah, I'm still working.
And the pain that you're feeling is coming. It's not you. It's the devil in you. It's the one that's feeling the fear, feeling the doubt, feeling the anger, feeling the worry. It's not you, but you think it's you. That's his nature. That's who he is. And you've been identified with him, and you've been praying to the devil because you're already saved. You're already fine. You have no problem. So there's no reason to be crying out to God. Your crying out to God is all vanity. Because when you cry, oh God, save me, help me, it feels so good because you cried out to God.
Well, I haven't done that in a long time. Again, it was just a very treacherous time in my life. And then, like you said, from that point, it's when it got worse. So, not to spend too much time on it, I've already talked about this before. I'm starting to realize it, but there's nowhere for it to rest or sit for me. Like, to me, when you say it's not me, it just feels like imaginary. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like something that I can really, honestly conceptualize. It feels like I'm thinking of things like in a fantasy. So again, I like to keep my feet right down on the ground, very, stock and strong and thinking, realistically and practically. That doesn't, I don't know. It's not easy for me to think like that.
Because it's not in the mind. You can't do that of yourself. You got to overcome this false self, and then practical thinking will happen naturally. Because we can't even make ourselves think practically because we don't know what we want. We decided to get a house. Now we got to figure out, do we want a 1-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house? Do we want a kitchen to it or a refrigerator, blah, blah, blah? Do I want it in this neighborhood or that neighborhood? You turn that into a mess. Where if you were clear-minded, you would know what you want and just get it. It would be no thought.
Yeah, my ego is so involved because I literally come in here.
All people ego like that.
I come in here thinking I'm going to be, I'm going to look so progressed.
It's just like
And
the
here
man
we
that
are.
thought he was strong. But listen, I want y'all to understand, it's just thoughts. Bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts are all lies about anything. They're not true about you, and they're not true about others. The people on the street that's carrying on like that, they're possessed too, and they're as mean as you are. They need what you need. They need to be out of their imagination. They need to drop the anger. It's just thoughts. It's just thoughts. It's just thought. A thought is just a thought unless you make something out of the thought. Unless you go with the feeling about the thought. It's just an empty thought, and it's of the devil. God is not in the mind, he's in the heart. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. And so now you have to just keep watching those thoughts.
But I think it's really crazy because you say it's just a thought, it's just a thought, it's just a thought. What's crazy and what I start to think about is my whole life is thoughts.
Yes. That's the problem.
So that's why it starts to become really confusing, like what's real and what isn't, when my whole life is just a series of thoughts.
Every human being that's born of a woman and they're traumatized, they become thought. They start thinking, trying to figure this out. And there are no good people in the world. We are messed up. The moment we pop out of mama's womb, they start teaching you, either with words or with action.
Okay.
And you take on your parents' words and action, you become like them. That's why God said the parents should be of love, and then the kids would be of love. They're already of love when they're first born, but they're traumatized, and now they start thinking. Kids don't think until they're traumatized. And then you become of thoughts. You're all of thoughts only. Anger is thoughts. Thoughts is anger. And it's not you. You got to stop saying that is you. And if somebody hurts your feelings, they're not hurting you. They're hurting the devil in you. But you identify with it and you think that they're hurting your feelings, and they're not. You're protecting the devil. What a mess! Let me take here, then I come here.
Quick question.
Do you understand that? It's just a thought.
But it's a million thoughts. It's not just a thought.
It's 100,000 million
but I
way
don't feel
younger
like, but I don't feel,
blah, blah, thoughts.
But I don't feel like I could be anybody without those thoughts. I don't know.
You are nobody with the thoughts.
Yeah, but when I do the silent prayer, it becomes really a confusing place. It becomes chaos in when I'm trying to
Right, and you know why?
separate.
Because you're looking at the hell that's in you. You're literally sitting there looking at thought, you're looking at hell. You're staring the devil in his eyes. And he hates that. He doesn't want you to do that. He doesn't want you to see him.
This is the first time I ever felt I never want to come back here. This is so crazy.
I promise y'all, the last thing the devil wants is for you to see him. And when you see thought, you see him. You don't see you. You see the devil. I'm promising you that. And if you just stare him down and watch him in fear, and in sadness, and in loneliness, and in wanting, and in whatever, right? It's shaking. If you just stare him down, you're pushing back. You're not giving in. You're pushing back. And he hates that. He's going to yell and scream, call you names, and blah, 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 right? But push back. And then he get weaker and weaker and weaker. That's why when you sit and do the silent prayer, you're looking at the devil. And you should tell the devil, devil, you can't hide. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, thank you. Amazing.
Just know that you're looking at the devil. That's why the devil rather you cry out to God than to be still and know God. Because he doesn't want you to know that that's him in you. He doesn't want you to see him. And he knows that when you're crying out to God, you're crying out to him. Because the real you don't have a reason to pray. You're already with the Father. The real you. Don't get in your head about that. That'll become clear to you. The real you already with the Father. You have no problems. It's in your imagination. It's in the thoughts. And that's why I asked about the, do you want to be successful? There is no such thing as success. Success is a lie. It's a made-up word because now you think you're not successful compared to somebody else, so you feel like you don't have enough, and you come up with the word success. And then you get what looked like success, now you still feel like an idiot. Because you're still scared, you're still lonely, you still have fear, you still have doubt. You're not supposed to be living a life of a success. You're supposed to just live. And don't compare yourself to the world. Don't be like the world. Be whole, and all your needs will be fine. You could get $1 million, 100,000, 200 million, $1,000 worth of money and still feel unsuccessful because you're separated from the Father. You're lost. There's no such thing as successful. Stop striving to be successful. It doesn't exist. Let everybody else run crazy. Successful people are now digging bunkers underground. They still feel fear. No such thing as success. That's a divided person. Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, I really relate to what Mae Mae is saying here. I feel like I'm good, quote unquote good, when I'm just applying the principles, doing the silent prayer and all of that. But when I think about the scope of what this involves, the fact that all thoughts are lies, and I've thought my whole life, right? Like she was just saying. And the whole idea that emotions are all from the devil, like how do I get to the point where I'm void of emotions? I know that I'm headed towards that direction, but it is overwhelming to think about it when the scope of all that's involved in getting there. So I do my best to do it and to do this in little baby steps. But the question I have for you is, like when we do have altercations, like I had a little altercation with my husband, and it was silly, but I was out of line, my tone and everything. I know that wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me in the moment. It's done now, it's over. Would it be proper or right or whatever for me to go back now and say, hey, I was out of place, or do I apologize? Do you keep apologizing to those in your circle who are on the receiving end of some of these emotions that are coming out of us, knowing that it's
If you
not
see
us?
that you need to do it, if you don't, you don't. It could be for you to see what's inside of you.
Okay.
You overreact to it. But if you see, you know what, I need to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It doesn't hurt.
Okay.
But only if you see you need to do it.
Okay.
And a person that's working on him or herself, they will see when they need to apologize.
Got it.
They would know, but then they'll see other time, wow, I was silly. I gave it to the, whatever, right? But then you won't have to apologize. And then that will leave, if your husband doesn't have anger and you act the way you act, he's not moved by it anyway. Right. And he would know that it was just the hell in you, it wasn't you. So he wouldn't be moved by it either way. He wouldn't feel anything about it. It would just be on you.
Okay. It does seem inconceivable, though, that when I think about myself, that I could be void of thoughts or emotions.
Yeah. And there is no self to think about. Thinking about self is just a thought.
Okay.
Thinking about an illusion. Are y'all starting to get it, that it's just a thought? It's not even real? Yes, ma'am. That's in your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask, I don't know if we went over the biblical question.
I'm about to do it right now. Which do you love more, your true life or your false life?
I would say my true life.
And what is your true life?
When I'm not, chasing the thrill and trying to find worldly pleasure.
What?
When I'm not chasing thrills or trying to find worldly pleasure. Like my true self, I'm just, outgoing, I'll talk to people, I'll just, be at peace. Versus my false self, I'll don't want to talk to anyone, leave me alone. If someone says hi to me, they'll ruin my day.
Okay. Amazing. I'll come back to you. I saw your hand and I asked you to build some questions as well. I did see your hand, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So just when the lady over here was talking about crying out to God, and I'm not trying to speak as if I'm some scholar or I know anything, but it just I thought of the story in the Bible where I guess some of the disciples were in a boat with Jesus or whatever, and then I guess a storm came or the waves were coming,
Yeah.
and they started, and I guess Jesus was asleep, and they were crying out.
They're like, wake up,
Yeah.
wake up, wake up. Wake
And
up.
then I guess he woke up and said, "What you crying out for?
Yeah.
I'm here." So that just kind of reminded
That's
me.
a very good point.
You know, it's kind
They
of
were like,
reminded me
oh,
of that.
Jesus, we love you. We are Christians. You're the man. We love you, Jesus. Leader. Oh, okay, I'm going to take a nap. He's Jewish. He took a nap, and you know, they said they believe in Jesus. And so as soon as the situation came, the water started shaking, the first thing they did was cry out to Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, help me, save me. And Jesus like, what? I thought you said you believed in me. Why don't you just tell the water to be still? Situation, water. You can tell the situations to be still. You can tell the issues of life to be still. It's the water. You don't need to keep on calling out to Jesus. You can tell yourself you have it. Tell it to stop by not giving into it, not believing it. That's all you got to do. Isn't that amazing? That's a perfect example.
And also,
no, go ahead. No.
No, I'm just kind of repeating what you said about we always chasing thrills, and I just had to realize within myself and other people, like we're always chasing a high, like so. And you know, sometimes people might look down on someone that's abusing drugs or alcohol or whatever, sex, but we're all like trying to get high. So whether it's like trying to feel good and say I love everybody, I'm this good person, or this happened to me and I feel so sad, and you know, so we're always getting a high all the time. So we're always chasing a high.
100%. Every human being always looking for a thrill. When you feed the homeless, you get a thrill. Oh, I'm such a nice Christian. I'm feeding the homeless. When you see the bomb on the street, and you go, that darn bomb. I said darn. Or when you see that bomb on the street and you feel better than the bomb. It's all for a thrill. It's all you feel better. That's a thrill. That's ego. Every human being lives for thrills. Nobody loves nobody. Nobody loves nobody. It's all the thrill of thinking that you love somebody and saying that you love somebody and acting like you're giving and you're this. It's all thrill. It's all ego. In real love, there are no thrills. In real love, you know it's not from you. And so you can't get a thrill because you can't take any credit for it. You know it comes from the Father. Every human being walking this earth has nothing but hatred, except for those who start to wake up and overcome. Every human being, and the Christians have more hatred than the sinners. Because the Christians think they're right. And they're as evil as they come. Have you ever married a Christian person? They beat you with the Bible. There is no love in human beings. Human beings are wicked. And that's why they always try to confirm themselves. Because they're wicked. And they're looking for a thrill. Isn't that amazing? It's about the thrill. So real fast, wow. Do you love your true self or false self? Which do you love more?
I love my true self, but in the past, I was much more in love with my false self.
And what is your true self?
No identities. It's really, no identities. No, I'm not holding on to anything. Anger, feeling good. It's
And do
really
you
no
see
self.
now it's just a thought? It's all about overcoming the thought. God said bring every thought into captivity. They're all lies. And that's what's keeping you in hell. You can have paradise right here on earth. You can have eternal life right here on earth. You can have perfect peace right here on earth. If you let your thoughts go. Just let your thoughts go. They're all thoughts. They're all lies. They're all thoughts. You're none of the things that the thoughts tell you. Even the ones that tell you this in your own mind, and even the ones that tell you that's working with somebody outside of you, they'll attack you. They're lying too. They're talking about themselves. You got to overcome the thoughts, the illusion. All right. Let me just tell you this real fast, because we're totally out of time. Especially to the ladies, but not only. Ladies, stop looking for a man. There was a young lady here last week, and she was talking about the pain of not getting married and all that. And as a result, I had so many calls from ladies from everywhere. They could relate to her. They felt like, I'm old now. I'm never going to get married. When would I get married? I need a man. Stop it. The man ain't your answer. He's not the answer. On your list, if you make out a list of what you want, put man at number 8,840. Way down the list. All of us must put first things first. Seek first the kingdom of God and his right way, and all will be added. You shouldn't be yearning for anything else or seeking anything else but God. Because if you're seeking something else, then God is not first. The truth is not first. Love is not first. And you're going to always get hell. And men, stop saying, oh, I gotta get married. I know I'll be happy if I get married, have children. That's a lie. That's from hell. You're in a prison and Satan is lying to you. He wants you to add more problems in your life. You get married and you got problems that you had before marriage, and you still got them. Now you got extra problems. Same thing for the ladies. The men will see that you're weak, and they'll take advantage of that. They'll see your vulnerability, they call it. And then the moment they see it, the first thing that goes through their mind, oh, I love this woman. They're thinking, ooh, I'm going to get this woman in bed. They see your weakness. And the devil tell you, oh, he loves me. No, he doesn't. He does not love you. He doesn't even have love to give. Because if he had real love, he wouldn't take advantage of your weakness. So ladies, stop looking for husbands, and men, stop talking about you need to get married. The world lied to you about that. If you feel like you need to be married, that's the wrong need. In closing, seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, and all God said, I'll add everything unto you that you need to have. He'll add it to you. Don't be longing for it. Don't worry about your age. Don't worry about if you put the kingdom first, you would never think about whether you get married or not. And when you get married, it'll be added unto you. It'll be perfect. It'll work out just fine. It'll work by itself. You wouldn't have to try to make it work. If a marriage is not working by itself, it ain't working. You should not try to make any relationship work. Either work naturally or it's not working at all. You can't make it work. Of ourselves, we can do nothing. Is that clear? So, first Sunday of the year, seek first the kingdom of God in his right way only. And you're going to love your neighbor as yourself. You're going to treat people the way your nature is. All right? So that's your first lesson for this year. Seek first the kingdom of God only. All right? And my biblical question for this week. Do you have confidence? Y'all should have heard Joel answer. Young man in the brown jacket, do you have confidence?
Yeah, I think so.
A confidence man just said, yeah, I think so. Sound like Joel. That sounds real confidence. Is this your first time here?
It is, yeah.
What's your first name?
Nathan.
Any question or anything?
I guess I'm just generally curious about like the women thing. Like, is it in women's nature? Are they incapable of being loving and all that?
Right.
They are, by their nature, incapable.
Incapable.
I'm just very curious about that. I don't understand that. I'm wondering if you can expand.
Women only have hell in them. Satan is the woman's god, and she only have hell in her, no love, right? And so, and because Satan is the woman's god, ooh. And the God above is the man God, ooh. Your mama coming back? No, I'm playing. You, as a son of God, once you return to the Father, you can help draw her out of that hell by not judging her, being angry, or wanting love from her or anything. And when you don't want anything from her or need anything, she's going to follow you. She's going to want you, the spirit in you, which is of God. And that'll help. You'll be able to show her how to overcome the hell that's in her. The anger, the desire to control, the insecurity, you know how they want you to always rotate around them. That's nothing but hell. They only have anger. And men don't have love either until they return to the Father. They too only have hell in them, but it came from the mother. And because you become like what you hate. And every woman that you get involved with is your mama. You just get hell after hell after hell.
It's a very novel thought. I got to work with that one.
You got to work on it?
I mean, it's strange. It's from my perspective, like the women in my family are very, I guess they sort of, I don't want to say run the show, but they're very present. They have like a lot of influence.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, our family does well. I think like we all love each other.
You know
very
why
much.
they're very present? Because the men are afraid of them. They're afraid of the hell that's in the woman. They don't deal with them. They buy them stuff, they put a lot of material things around them, they cater to the women, and they rule, but they're ruling with hell, and the men are weak and pathetic. They're afraid to tell the truth. The husband afraid to tell the wife the truth. And the kids only tell the mama the truth when they get mad. And it's like that with not just, are you Armenian?
No, I'm Moroccan.
Moroccan? Well, they're not just that way in Moroccan. They're with black, white, Chinese, Asian, Russia, Moroccan, Africa. All women are like that. It has nothing to do with culture. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with being a female per se, but it's the hell that's in her. And so black women do the same thing, they rule. White women do the same thing, they rule. Jewish women do the same thing, they rule, but they be quiet because they get money. They marry a doctor, they want a fine home, they want to be Princess Jew. So they deal with a little bit, pretend, but underneath that, they're raising hell. The kids are screwed up. But they let the husband run around and pretend like he man. Oh, he bring that money in to get them a nice house in a nice neighborhood. It's all women are like that. That's why we all must be born again, men and women. Everybody's like that because it comes through the woman. You have never met a loving woman your whole life. So stop spending your money on your girlfriend.
I think she's generally much smarter than me. So
See, that's crazy.
I think if you met her, you'd be surprised.
Don't ever say that out loud again. Even if you think she's smarter than you, don't tell her. She's going to hate you for your weakness. A woman hate men who think that they are smarter than them. A woman looking for a man that can lead her, not one that think that she's smarter. So she hates you for that. Don't ever. It's like happy home, happy wife, happy home. That man that said out loud, I'm catching hell. I'm licking boots. And you just said it about your woman. She's smart. I mean, you said I'm licking boots. And she hates you for it. And she's looking for a man that don't see her that way and treat her that way. A man that can lead her out of hell. I'm glad you came. How'd you hear about us?
I saw you on YouTube.
Are you live in Morocco?
Sorry?
Where you from?
Well, I was born and raised here, but my family's like Moroccan, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, welcome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Any questions about anything? Other than that?
No, I can't really think of anything.
Stand up. Tell your girlfriend no. Stand up to her today. You'll see the hell coming out. You can prove me wrong.
I'll try it out today. Let's see.
Correct her and see what happens.
She's very nice. She's extremely nice person.
Right, because you weak. I mean, you know what I mean? You think she's smart.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I do have one question. I'm generally like, I guess you could say like a very, I don't know, like I'm going to law school and everything. I'm very like lazy. I don't do much. I wanted to ask you, like, how do I stop being weak? How do I be strong?
You say you're kind of lazy?
I'm like a generally lazy person.
In what way? Give me an example of laziness. You don't do what?
I'll wait to study like to the very last minute. Won't really like clean around the house too much or something like that.
Right. Just see that you are like that. Don't do anything about it, and just do what you need to do anyway. Even if you don't feel like it, the mind telling you not to, you don't want to, just do it anyway, and you'll defeat the devil. It'll disappear. Don't wait to feel a certain way to do anything. Just do what you need to be doing.
Thank you.
That makes sense?
It does, yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I've never heard of that, actually.
Okay, go to www.silentprayer.video so you can come out of your imagination, out of thought. And forgive your mother. Have you forgiven your mother?
I don't think so.
Yeah, forgive your mother for imposing her will on you and creating you in her image. And forgive your father for not protecting you from her. He's afraid of her. And then things will start to change as well. All right?
Thank you.
Amazing. So listen, I'm out of time, way out of time. First thing, we're going to take steps this year. Seek the kingdom of God, men and women. First, nothing else. Meaning to look within, keep your eyes on the not you, on the thoughts. Just watch them. Just watch them. Just watch them, and one thing will lead to another, and we'll talk some more about this next week, all right? Happy New Year. I wish everybody well. Thank you for your support. We'll do the super chats tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I hope this helped today. All right? And thank you all. I hope this helped you guys today. Thank you. Okay.